Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me for another great spotlight session. Today, I will be hosting, right? Haha, yay me. I'm going to be doing a presentation on ChatGPT plus command. So I'm going to show you some ways that you're going to use ChatGPT to help you with a lot of those time-consuming tasks that we do when using commands, such as, emails and smart plans and all types of other things. Hey, Joel. So, so let's get right into that. So I'm going to share my screen. Let me move this out of the way. Wait, we got some participants coming in. Let me get them. Okay, can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Now,
Yep.
yes, everyone can see it?
Yes.
Okay, good. So this presentation, believe it or not, was built by ChatGPT. I didn't build this at all whatsoever. All I did was tell it what I needed it to do and what I wanted it to look like. And it created this presentation for me with all the information that I did not do any research on myself. So that is
Love it.
the thing of using ChatGPT. So let's get into this. So we're going to go over top 7 ways to use ChatGPT with command, right? We're going to speed up how you're going to do your smart plans. You're going to write better emails and texts, generate social media content, organize tasks and checklists, and handle objections and follow-up. Then I also have a bonus that I'm going to share with you guys as well, okay? Hold on, I have someone coming in. Boom. Okay, so first off, let's talk about speeding up your smart plans. As we all know, smart plans can take quite a bit of time to set up when you're going from your designs to the actual smart plan to creating, your nurture flow and things like that of how often you're going to send these emails and, moving stuff around back and forth, things like that. So we're going to use ChatGPT to quickly draft 6-step smart plans that include emails, texts, and reminders tailored to lead types and situations. So it's going to help you save time and also help you stay in touch a lot better. Okay. So instead of going through it ourselves and sitting there and trying to figure out, well, what do we send? What's pertinent information? What do homeowners want to look for? What are some things I can send them? We're going to use ChatGPT to generate complete nurture flows even for ghosted leads or cold contacts, so you don't have to start from scratch. Okay. And here's an example of a prompt, right? Write a 6-step smart plan to follow up with a seller lead who ghosted me, right? How often do we have a lead that we think is, really, really good? We're contacting them and then we just don't hear back from them. Okay. So in this regard, this is just an example anyway. We're going to send a smart plan to that person, based on how they ghosted you. And ChatGPT knows how to create and write those emails so that you're not sitting there trying to figure out, well, what do I send to this person? What do I do? How do I do it? All that stuff like that. Okay, everyone follow so far.
Yes.
Okay, so with that, we're going to write better emails and texts. Okay, so professional communication, whether it's listing announcements, open house follow-ups, or newsletters, ChatGPT helps craft engaging messages in the tone you need. So what's cool about it is that I can write an email and say, hey, make the tone fun, make it serious, make it informative. I can make it sound like myself. Hey, use my tone of emails, and I'll prompt it by giving it an example of my emails that I wrote myself, and then it would use that same flow and say, okay, this is how he writes, this is how his tone is, this is how he speaks, and it would write your emails in your same format. Okay, so it can humanize it and not AI it. Okay, because sometimes you'll notice that some of the emails that you create, they kind of sound a little robotic. So that's when you want to add your own personal touch to those emails so they sound like they're coming from you and not from a robot. Okay. ChatGPT does really, really great work, But again, remember, it's still technology at the end of the day and not human. So you want to give it a human aspect when you're sending out these emails. So um, you're going to choose your friendly, luxury, or urgent tones depending on your audience and goals. So a prompt example would be to write an email to my sphere about my new listing in Princeton. Okay. But then I can say, write an email, that sounds friendly to my sphere about my new listing in Princeton. Okay. So I can, change that however I would want to make it sound more, appealing to whatever tone I'm looking for. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Good. So here's another one. Generate social media content. How often do you sit there staring at your phone, looking at Facebook or Instagram or whatever else like that, and you're just sitting there like, well, what do I post today? What do I do today? What I don't have any examples to go off of. I have no idea what to post. Nothing, nothing is coming to mind that I feel is good enough to get, some engagement from. So use ChatGPT. Okay. It's going to help you boost your online presence. ChatGPT can generate captions, hashtags, and post ideas for listings, wins, and community highlights. So the cool thing about this is that you can ask it to send you the most used hashtags, right? Which hashtags can I use on my post to gain the most exposure, right? For more people to be able to see it, right? And it's going to give you those hashtags. And all you have to do is copy and paste that into your post, okay? It's also going to give you post ideas for your listing. So it's not going to be as generic as, you always posting a, for sale, right? Every time it's, oh, for sale. Oh, my listing's for sale. My listing's for sale. We get it for sale. Why don't we post something else about the listing? Hey, any buyers that are interested in, interested in this property that are, 3 bed, 3 bath, whatever it is. Or you can do something separate and, post about, an upcoming open house, post about, any showings, your showing schedule. You can post about a bunch of different things when it comes to a listing. Okay. And then you also want to post about your wins, right? What did you do right today? What did you exceed your own expectations at today? Right? How can I format that and make it sound like something that's like, hey, a big deal? Because a lot of us generally, we're very humble, right? So I'm not very good personally. I'm not very good at celebrating my own wins. So I never really know how to word it when something, really good happens to me. So I can go into ChatGPT and say, hey, this happened to me today. I'm really excited about it. I just don't know how to put it in, exciting words. Can you help me? And it's going to say, hey, congratulations on doing that for you. That's so great of you. Here's a template that you can use that you can post on your social media. And it's just that simple. Okay. ChatGPT is they've updated recently so that it's more not only just user friendly, but it's more friendlier, right? It's more of a technological companion than it is just a website that you're asking it questions. It's not Google. It's just beyond Google. Okay. So you also can help to save creative time. Instead of staring at a blank screen, let AI suggest your next post in seconds. Okay, this is what I was referring to. So a prompt example would be write a social media caption for a just sold listing in Montgomery. Or you can say write a social media caption for a just sold listing in Montgomery using the best hashtags and congratulate me on getting a listing, on selling the listing, right? And make it sound, fun and, engaging and exciting. You know, that's when you get into the tone of everything and all that great stuff. Everyone following so long? Everyone's good?
Yep.
Good. Awesome. So you can also organize tasks and checklists. By the way, I did not choose any of these pictures, so it picked it for me. Okay, I didn't do any of that stuff. Um, so you can organize tasks and checklists, okay? And this will help you boost your productivity. So you can ask ChatGPT to build detailed transaction checklists or post-close workflows for buyers and sellers. So what that means is let's say you have a listing, right? And you want to follow that listing, which we already have in command, where you can follow it from, from scheduled appointment all the way to closing, okay? But let's say you want something more of a checklist that's right in front of you, like a piece of paper. You can ask ChatGPT to create a checklist of your transaction based on where you are in the transaction, and say, hey, I'm just starting to get a listing. I haven't put it on market yet. Can you build me a transaction checklist just to make sure I don't miss out on anything that I would need to do for the listing? Now that can include, scheduling the home inspection. I mean, not home inspection, or a fire inspection, or a certificate of occupancy. That can include, reaching out to attorneys. That can include a bunch of different things, right? But at least you'll have a checklist in front of you that says, hey, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, right? Rather than, a lot of people who get their first listing, it's kind of all over the place, right? We feel very pulled in this direction and that direction. We don't have any concise plan that's in front of us that says, hey, do this. This is the next step in this. This is the next step in that, right? And then what's also cool is a post-close workflow, right? Which says that after you close on this listing, you're going to follow up still with that buyer and seller, right? And then how long are you going to wait before you reach out to that buyer and seller, okay? Because you still want to stay top of mind with that person. They know other people that you don't know, right? So you want to still be on top of mind with that buyer and seller even after they sell. You still want to send them, home anniversary emails, or you want to text them every now and then and say, hey, how's your new home treating you? Things like that you want to keep in mind. And ChatGPT will create that post-close workflow for you so you can stay top of mind with everything that you're doing. Okay. So we can also do custom task flows. We can use AI to generate a 30, 60, 90-day task plan based on client type or stage in the transaction. That's what I was referring to. But here's another cool thing you can do with this. I can ask ChatGPT to create me a 30, 60, 90 on my business. Okay. What should I do in my first 30 days of getting into real estate? What to do in the next 30 days after that? What to do in the next 30 days after that? And it'll give you a full list of everything, every possible activity you could be doing, everything you have to learn, all the trainings, all the everything. You can ask ChatGPT for. But I took the liberty of doing that for you already. So if you go into our Cornerstone handbook, you have a 30, 60, 90 that was already created by myself, which is not used by ChatGPT. That was used by actual, research and things like that, which I could have used ChatGPT for, but, I wanted to do to make sure it actually all worked. So
Great.
I
Thanks,
prob
Lawrence. Quick question. Where
Mhm.
is this you said?
Where
In
is
KW, the 30, 60, 90
Oh, that's
plan?
in it's in the Cornerstone handbook. I can send that. I'll make sure I'll send that all out to everyone today again. Just make sure everyone has it.
Oh, great. Thanks. Okay.
Mhm.
Cool.
No problem. So yeah, you can create a buyer checklist, like I said, from offer to close, right? So that's going to be your prompt. Hey, create a buyer checklist from offer to close, so I know exactly where I am in my deal. Okay, everyone good?
Yep.
Good.
Yep.
So here's another good one. So I can ask ChatGPT to help me handle objections and follow up, and I can win more conversations. So ChatGPT can write prospecting and objection handling scripts for FISBOs, expires, or online leads. Okay, so that's really cool because let's say you need to tailor a conversation a certain way for someone specific that you need to speak to. For example, um, you need to speak to a for sale by owner who's had their house on the market for 6 months. It has not sold at all. And you already know, as you saw in their post, that they're not inclined to work with a seller's agent. Can you write a script that would help me kind of break the ice with that person? That would be your prompt, and it would create something based on what you're saying. So when creating prompts and using ChatGPT, the more specific you are with what you want it to do, the more it can help you with it. Okay, so if you give it something broad and say, oh, handle objections. Well, what kind of objections, right? Whose objections? Where are these objections coming from? Is this real estate related? Is this not real estate related? Like this could be as broad as you can make it, right? So the more specific that you make your prompts, the better ChatGPT can handle those and help you in the best way possible. Okay. So this is also going to help you stay in touch with cold leads. You can use it to craft casual re-engagement messages that reignite old conversations. So you spoke to someone 8 months ago, you haven't heard from them since, or your smart plan ended and you stopped following up with them, you forgot about them, whatever the case is. Um, you can ask it to write a casual text to a buyer lead I haven't spoken to in a few months. Just a casual text. I mean, we can do that ourselves, right? We can say, hey, I haven't spoken to you in a while. How's everything going? That's pretty simple for us to do, right? But let's just say you wanted to make it a little bit more, exciting or just not the norm kind of text message that they normally get when someone hasn't spoken to them in a while. And you want to make it a little bit more something. You're going to ask ChatGPT to write you a casual text to a buyer lead I haven't spoken to in 2 months, but make it sound very engaging. Like I haven't, I'm really looking forward to speaking to that person. I haven't spoken to him in a while. I want you to make it sound like me. You can add all those different specifics into your prompt so that it can help you the best way possible. Does everyone follow along?
Yeah.
Good.
Yes.
Good. Is this information pertinent? Is this good stuff?
Yep. Good stuff.
Okay.
Hey, Lawrence.
Yes.
Hi. I had a quick question. So, how is this integrated into Command actually?
So ChatGPT doesn't work directly with Command as of yet. So the way you're going to do it is mostly copy and pasting.
Okay, got it. That was what I was wondering if there was some actual, like it was actually integrated in somewhere. So this is basically to generate the content that you can then copy paste into your plans through Command. That's what it is,
Exactly.
right? Oh, thanks.
Exactly. Yep, exactly. And then you can also have it, create visuals for you, right? Infographics, video scripts, talking points, all those different types of things that it can create for you here that it knows about command. So if you were to say, hey, can you create me an email that's specific for command, and it knows, like, for example, how many words it can use in an email, right? The ratio in which the images need to be used in command. It knows all that stuff already. So when you say, hey, I'm going to use this for command, it's going to format it for command specifically, which is really good. Okay. So you can stay current and visual. So you're going to use ChatGPT to summarize MLS trends and translate them into talking points, video scripts, or infographic captions. So what does this mean? This means that you can use ChatGPT and you can ask it, what are marketing trends happening now in Somerset County, right? What are the days on market? What are the average home sale? And it'll tell you, it knows, it can find out, okay? But I'm going to show you a bonus one that actually goes a little bit more deeper than that. So we'll get to that in a second. But ChatGPT is really good when it comes to creating content, okay? So anything that you wanted to create, you can absolutely do here. It's perfect for social and newsletters. You can get help creating market snapshots that are professional and easy to digest, okay? Because you want to just do, days on market, median sales price, and what they're going for, like, how much above asking, things like that. Keep it simple, okay? So here's a prompt example. Write a 60-second video script explaining current housing trends in Somerset County. That sounds pretty good, right? Because what I can do with that is I have a script, so I'm not just sitting there reading from, the actual reports themselves and sounding boring. I'll have a script that it wrote for me that says, hey, make this script entertaining, right? I want it to be informative and entertaining. So I'm going to have a script that may have, like, a couple, casual jokes in there or something like that, something fun to speak about, and it's going to create all of that for me without me doing anything. All I had to do was just prompt it, get the script myself, read the script, know the script, and then record a video for it. Not bad, right? Any questions about this stuff?
No.
No, everyone's good? Okay. So here's another great one. Farm smarter with AI. So ask ChatGPT to suggest high turnover neighborhoods or generate content like postcards, door knocking scripts, and spotlights. So working with ChatGPT, you can narrow down where you want to focus your business on. Okay. So it will tell you and suggest high turnover neighborhoods. Absolutely. It can create content like postcards, door knocking scripts, and spotlights. So you figure with ChatGPT, you can almost run your business by using it. It'll tell you where to target your business, what clients you should target, what neighborhoods you can target, what the average price in that neighborhood is, what's the days on market in that neighborhood. It can tell you all of those things. Okay. And then it helps you, you can do a community focused outreach where you create posts that position you as a local expert and trusted advisor. Okay. Within that farm. I know we have Pinky and Deepak on the call, and they are big farmers. Okay, they farm an area, a specific area. So you figure, with that aspect of them already having a farm, this would help them reach out to that farm a lot more easier, right? Where it's not so time consuming for them to come up with content and create the postcards, and if they don't have a door knocking script, to create one of those or spotlight a certain local business or things like that, right? This will help them as far as their time consuming goes to just, make time for other things like reaching out to clients and actually getting a listing and getting a buyer and working on deals and things like that. So this is all to help us spend less time doing these tedious tasks that take forever. I can tell you from my own experience, creating a smart plan takes hours, okay? Between creating the designs that you want to use, adding them into the smart plan, doing the duration of how long the smart plan is going to be, how much time is going to be in between each day, what actual thing that you're sending. Is it an email? Is it a text message? Is it a phone call? Whatever it is, it takes a lot of time to do that. So this will knock off half the time because all the content will already be created for you. All you have to do, copy, paste it, add it to the smart plan, and do the rest of the steps that I just said. Everyone cool with that?
Yes.
Cool. So here's a prompt example. Write a friendly postcard script introducing me to a new neighbor as the local expert. So this would be good for door knocking, right? I'm in my local neighborhood. I'm going outside. I want to speak to this neighbor that I haven't spoken to before, and I want to position myself as a local expert. Write me a script that will help me sound, informative, engaging, and knowledgeable about our local market, as well as introduce myself to this new neighbor as the local expert. You say all that, ChatGPT is going to say, okay, great. This is awesome of you to want to outreach to your local neighborhood. Here's here's a best script that you can use. And then it's going to ask you another question. Hey, is this the best, do you think this script would work for you? Or do you want me to fine tune it and add some other things to it? It's going to ask you, questions in that way. Okay. And then you're able to look at the script, say to yourself, this is actually something I like. And then you can go out and just use it. Instead of sitting there racking your brain, trying to figure out what you're going to say to this neighbor, how long is this conversation going to last? Is there anything of value I can give to them? There's so many questions that keep us in the house, right? They don't get us outside. We have too many doubts. We have too many questions. We have too many uncertainties. With using ChatGPT, you can get through all those uncertainties. You can even ask it to role play with you as that neighbor. Hey, ChatGPT, can you act as a disgruntled neighbor, right? And give me objections so that I can build some tough skin when I'm doing door knocking. And it'll give you, yeah, it'll give you the business. Okay. So it's good to have have this tool that we can use that can test us, okay, and see how good we are at what we do. So if you have the subscription version of ChatGPT and you have it on your phone, there's a voice option that you can speak to ChatGPT and it'll speak back to you in like a conversational kind of way. And that's how you can do your script practice, your role playing, and things like that. Okay, everyone good so far?
Oh, I didn't know that piece. That was a good one. Thank you.
That was really nice. Thank you.
That was good,
That's
right?
good. That is
Okay,
good. Yeah.
good. So there are three golden rules for ChatGPT
Lawrence, could
success.
you repeat that? I'm sorry. I got a
No,
text when you were speaking and
it's
I
okay.
missed.
So
Everybody said it's amazing, so I can't be missing amazing.
so I was saying that
That is good.
if you were to get subscribe to ChatGPT for the paid version and you have it on your phone, there's a voice option that you can use and you can speak to it like you're having a conversation. It'll have a conversation with you. You can also use it for your script practice and role playing as well.
Ah, that's a great thing. Okay.
Right. So let's say you're driving in the car, you have ChatGPT on, and you're like, okay, give me a bunch of objections, that I'm going to do some cold calling today. Give me some objections that I can learn to handle, and it'll start speaking to you in that way. And now it's going to ask. Then you can say, okay, how do you think I did on those objection handling? It'll say you did well, you did terrible, you should work on this, you should work on that.
Oh my God. So now
Yeah, you
not
can.
only do we have people coming at us, we have Chat GPT telling us that
Right.
we're not doing the job.
I think at least that will sound better than people, Nina.
Right. Because like I always say my biggest rule is to not practice on the money. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Good point.
Don't
Good.
practice on the money. Practice on your friends, your family, people that could care less, right?
That's true. Good
But
point.
don't
Good point.
practice on the money. So ChatGPT is good to practice with because, it's conversational, it's going to give you feedback, it's also going to give you tips on how you can be better at it. Okay? So
Good
it's
point.
great to use it that way because like I said, you don't want to practice on the money. Okay? So, three golden rules for ChatGPT success. Number one rule is garbage in equals garbage out. So, what it's saying is to be specific and provide context in your prompts to get the best output. Like I said, the more specific you are, the better it can help you. If you're very general and broad and don't know really what you want to ask it, it's not going to be able to give you exactly what you want. It's going to give you something, but it's not going to give you the personal prompt that like the personal output of what you're looking for. Okay, so be extremely specific and provide context. That's another important part of it is to provide context in your prompts. So being specific would be say, hey, something broad would be, hey, I'm looking for market reports for Somerset County. Okay, in what aspect? Or if I said, okay, me as a real estate agent of Somerset County, where I target right now, I'm looking for market reports based on XYZ, based on, age, home ownership, equity, things like that. And it'll find you all that stuff. Okay. So, number two, stay KW compliant. So, that's what it's basically saying. KWPC. Compliant. Always review content for fair housing rules and local regulations. Okay. ChatGPT is pretty good at those things of keeping it, in between the rules of law when it comes to real estate, but it has to know that you're using this for real estate purposes. Okay. This way it can format the content so that you can stay within all the laws and rules of, everything that's going on. Okay. And always review all of your content before you send it. Don't send anything out just by copy and pasting, not reading it, not going through it thoroughly, and making sure it sounds like you and something you would post. Okay. Because you don't want it to look like you're now this new AI robot posting on your social media. Okay. It still has to look and sound like you. So that leads me into number three, which is add your voice. ChatGPT drafts it, you make it authentic by personalizing the tone. Okay. So any content that you get from ChatGPT, if it's a post, if it's a text, if it's an email, whatever it is that's a written text, you want to make sure it sounds like you. Okay. Because ChatGPT can sound very robotic. You can also ask it to sound more human. That's another aspect to it. You can say, hey, can you humanize this email you wrote for me? Or can you make the tone sound more like me? Or can you make it sound more energetic? Can you make it sound more informative? Whatever you want it to sound like, but at the end of the day, it needs to sound like you. Is everyone good on those 3 rules?
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, good. So here's our final thoughts. AI plus automation for agents. How can ChatGPT and Command help you stay in production? ChatGPT is your assistant, not your replacement. Let it draft and let Command deliver. You focus on your clients. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Thank you.
Mhm.
So basically what it's saying is you let ChatGPT do all of your work, right? You let it do all of your small tasks. Anything that it can draft for you, you let it do it. Then you're going to use Command to deliver all of that content. You're going to use Command Smart Plans. You're going to use the social media calendar where you can schedule social media posts on your business page, which allows you time to focus on your clients and your lead generation, okay, which is the most important part of your business. So let ChatGPT draft all of your emails, all of your smart plans, all of your responses. Let Command deliver all of that smart plan, all of those follow-ups, all those everything you need to do. You focus on your clients. You focus on lead generation. You focus on getting listings, buyers, renters, land, commercial, whatever it is. You get to focus on that and leave this time-consuming stuff for ChatGPT to do. Everyone cool with that?
Yep.
Yep.
Good. By the way, if you got on a little later, I just would like to let you know this full presentation was built by ChatGPT. I did
Oh,
not build this
nice.
at all whatsoever, which is really, really cool, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Good. So now that we're done with that, I'm going to come out of this and I want to show you guys something. Oh, wow, it's a lot of you on here. Hi, everybody.
Hello,
So,
Lawrence.
Hi.
Good morning.
good morning. So, I want to show you guys. Let me get out of this real fast. Let me get out of that. And I want to take you guys on a little bit of a tour. Joel's excited about the tour. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Okay, good.
Yes.
So, once you have a paid version of ChatGPT, you'll get access to this sidebar over here. That's going to have a bunch of different GPTs that you can use. Okay, so the one I use to just create that that presentation was this one, presentation and diagram generator. So with this, let's say, for example, I wanted to put together a listing presentation, right? So I'm going to say create a listing presentation for 123 ABC Street, Princeton. Right? So it's going to say this is everything that it's going to do, right? It's going to overview, it's going to do all this stuff. These are the image prompts, and it's going to ask me, shall I proceed with this structure? So what you're supposed to do is go through this and make sure all of these things here align with what you want it to say, right? All these different slides that it's going to create for you. And I'm going to say, yeah, that all looks good. Just reply with K. K. I'm going to K. And now it's going to talk to Slide Hub to create that presentation. Okay. So now it's creating one slide at a time. That's why it says Slide Hub, Slide Hub, Slide Hub, because it's creating each slide for this presentation that we're going to use really fast. Okay. So let it do its thing. Give it a second. Because it is creating a, you figure how long it would take you to create this slide, right? So you figure we can be a little patient and wait for it to create it for
I'd
us.
have been done by now.
You're right. Okay. There we go. It's complete. So now it's going to give me, I can download it or I can just go see it. So let's see it. Here it is. Here's a listing presentation for 123 ABC Street. Right? Quick property overview. Key features, right? Modern kitchen. I can add pictures here of the property if I wanted to, whatever it is. Exterior pictures, right? Little descriptions and stuff like that. And so on and so forth, right? But that was created really quick, right? So if I had a listing presentation, I wanted to use this, I can go here and say, hey, create a listing presentation for XYZ. And it'll absolutely do the full listing presentation for you. And all you're doing is just going through the slides with your client. And it looks professional. It looks like you spent some time doing it. It looks like you put some effort in doing this for your client to make sure they get an overview of everything that you want to do for them as far as selling their home. Does that make sense? Is that a good tool?
Yep.
Did that blow anybody's mind?
Yeah.
Yep.
Good.
How much are you paying, Lawrence, for this paid version? I have the free
ChatGPT
version.
is currently $20 a month.
A month.
Or
Okay.
there's like two different versions of it. There's like a pro and then there's like an expert. I just pay for the regular one because it does, they all do the same thing, except one gives you more access to other GPTs that do other things, but there's GPTs all over the place. So but yeah, standard $20 a month gives you access to all these things. So when you're on the paid subscription, you can go to Explore GPTs, and it's going to take you to this page where you can literally find a GPT that does everything. There's ones that do image creating. There's ones you can do mods for. I can create a coloring book for when my son comes to the office with me. If I wanted to learn how to, write for me, tailored, engaging content, you know, um,
These are
productivity.
all in the free version too, but they're limited then. But in the
Right, they're
paid
limited.
version, are they also limited, or it's
No,
unlimited?
no, it's unlimited on the paid version.
Okay.
So that's why I have so many on this side, because these are all the
And
ones that I
you
frequently
use
use.
how
So
have you
Lawrence,
used this CapCut video GPT? Have you used
Yes,
that?
CapCut is really good as well. I've created, here, let me move this out of the way. I'll show you what I created on CapCut. Can you guys still see my screen?
Yep.
yeah.
Okay. Where is it? Matter of fact, I'll show you one better. Can you guys still see my screen?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. This website was created by ChatGPT. This whole website. Okay. This is the video I created with CapCut. You guys probably can't hear it, but that's okay. You can see
Yeah,
it.
no, we can see it and hear. Yeah, that's
Okay.
good. Is there a voice in the video, Lawrence?
Yes, there is. That's why
Yeah,
I
we
said
are not able to hear that.
you guys probably couldn't hear the voice. Right.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's okay. But yes, I created that video with CapCut. This whole website was
Uh-huh.
created with ChatGPT by using a website generator. Okay.
Okay. Uh-huh.
So you can create a website. Let's say I wanted to create a landing page for my listing. Okay. Create a landing page for 123 ABC Street, Princeton.
You have to see this.
It's going to ask me questions, right?
I cannot do two things at one time.
Can you guys still see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so it's going to ask me some questions, right? Is this a business, or what's the business or project name? A quick description of the purpose of the landing page. So let's say KW Cornerstone Realty. And a brief description would be cover the no, here we go. Quick description. Somebody give me a description. What can I use? This can include what you offer, what it's for, or any goals you have for the website. Just
Like
make it
make a
professional.
seller landing page, seller home valuation page. Like let's do that. How much is my home worth? Let's do that.
Okay, I like that one. Seller home valuation. How much is my home? That was supposed to be a question mark, by the way. So now it's going to generate. So now it's talking to connector. Would you believe that it's done? There it goes. Talk to it. Your new website. Click here. I already have an account here. If you don't, you can, like, it'll just take you directly to, and you can always sign up for an account. There's no extra fee for using the B12. We're going to create a new website. Where'd it go? That's because I wasn't logged in. Hang on. Leave. Hold on. Do. No, where is it? Where'd it go? As you can see, I've done this a lot. Is it this one? Where'd it go? No, that's not it. Okay, most of the time it takes you right to the thing. We already signed up, so we don't need to do that. I don't know why it's not taking me right to the link. Probably because I have way too many of these open. So typically when you do this, it's going to pop up right here, right? And then it's going to take you right to whatever website. So this is another example website I did a couple weeks ago. I was showing somebody how to use this. So I was like, yeah, why are none of these working? What is happening right now? None of these are working. I don't like that. What is happening? Website. Okay, so this was a landing page that I created for a rental. That I just did really fast. Like I didn't do anything for this. I just did exactly what I just did, create a prompt for it and told it, hey, create a landing page for my rental, and which it did. So all I had to do was add a picture here and all that stuff like that. But I actually didn't get around to using this. But yes, as you can see, it creates a really good description for you over the property. It's going to have some other pictures and lets them know about some amenities and things like that. You can always change these pictures as well. This site is very easily editable. So if I wanted to change something specific on, right here, let's say I wanted to change the modern kitchen amenities, I can go right here, right? Take me in here. I can change the title, the description. I can change the picture, and I can replace that with something else, with anything else that's here, or I can just upload my own image. Okay. Now, once I do that, then I'm able to just press publish over here in the corner, and it changes it right away. So there's no more need for, a website guy to go in and change your website. There's no need for, extra outside sources to add, stuff to your website or whatever you wanted to do to it. You have full control to add or take away anything you want. So I can add pages to each page. I can also do stuff like I can change the
I have a
style.
question, Lauren.
Go ahead.
I have a question. Sorry to interrupt. I have a
No, it's
question. Like,
okay.
if you're making landing page and creating the website is the easiest thing,
Mhm.
but how can we integrate this thing into our command? Or I mean, I don't use command, but can we integrate these website into our CRMs? Are they integratable? Like, can we, like, how, like, for example, somebody, like, I saw a page, like, if somebody, some lead put their information where they're getting, how will I access the information? Are they getting into a CRM?
Right. So you're saying like if someone was to put their contact information on your website, right?
Correct.
Right. So yes. So that integrates. So let's go to form submissions because they
Mm-hmm.
do have them here. Intake form, contact form. There's no forms yet that we received. So it's going to be blank. But on your actual page, you can have, here, I'll go back to my page and I'll show you that. So on my page, I have this down here, right? Where they can put all their information in, they can reach out to me and all that stuff. Whenever they put their information in here, B12 is going to send me an email with that information. It does not connect with Command yet because Command is they've been very uh, cautious on allowing different programs to access Command ever since we had that last data leak that they just fixed everything over.
Yeah.
Remember when, all that stuff was going on, they were changing our websites and we had to re-enter passwords and all that stuff. So they're being very, very cautious when it comes to adding new technologies into Command
Yeah.
Line. So it may take a little time, but sooner or later, they're definitely going to integrate ChatGPT into Command. They already integrated into the designs part of it, where you have AI. They can do templates for you and stuff like that. So it's only a matter of time before that actually does happen. But as far as it integrating, like, someone sending you a contact, it wouldn't go directly into Command. You would get an email of the contact information and all that stuff, and then you could enter and follow up with that person as you see fit.
Okay, so but my last question is, do they have any API thing that for integration into another CRMs, if not command? Like, I don't use command, but if I use my own CRM, can I use they have any API numbers that we can integrate into our, for example, follow-up balls
For
or
follow-up boss,
review?
right, and things like that. That I'm not 100% sure on, but I do know that most CRMs are not integratable with any of the GPTs yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So then it's as good as any other landing page then.
right, right.
Yeah. So we have to
The
do it
only
manually then.
Yeah. So the only difference is that you don't have to create it yourself. You're not sitting there spending the time on creating the landing page and doing everything yourself. It's kind of just, hey, I want to create a landing page for my listing at whatever, whatever, whatever. And it's going to create the landing page. All you're doing is going back in and changing a few pictures,
Yeah.
right? So like I added like my reviews from Zillow, right? I added those in here. So these were some reviews I got from my listing. So I added those in here. I put the picture of the house, I put what they said about it, whatever else like that, and all that stuff. And then I got it to go here. And then when you go to learn more, it takes you to the full, right? The full review. And then you can do as many as you like. So those are like small different types of integrations. This you can embed YouTube videos right onto your website. So it's not like a link or something that, it doesn't look like it's supposed to be there kind of thing. So this was embedded into the website, just simply going to the edit screen and just, putting in some stuff, putting in the, not some stuff, putting in the the link into the website, and it was created to embed it right on here for me, which is good. Any questions?
Lawrence, yeah, I have a question. Can we create this landing page a QR code?
I believe so. I believe if you were to take the link and use it on a QR code generator, you would be able to do the same thing. Absolutely.
Got you. Thanks. Great.
Mhm. Anyone else have any
QR
questions?
code can be easily, very easily can be made in Canva and many other QR. So just take the link and insert in the QR code generator, and it's just a matter of seconds you can create.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's all easy enough to be done as far as that goes.
In
So you'll be
Canva.
able to, create the QR code, put it on your marketing information and stuff like that. That's simple.
So we can create that in Canva, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Canva has a
QR code
AI.
generator app.
Yeah, Canva has a
Chat will
QR
do it
code.
for you too.
Yeah,
Was that?
Okay.
just Google
Cool.
it, QR code generator, and just put the website URL in, and it'll create one
Just
for
put the
you.
URL and just hit create
Yeah.
the generator, and it will just create in like few seconds.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Yep. So, yeah. Ooh, bonus. Here's the bonus I wanted to show you guys. It's not ChatGPT.
Yay, bonus. Yes.
Can you all still see my screen?
Yep.
This is called Claude AI. Now, Claude is really, really good at this. At market analysis, it's way more detailed than ChatGPT is when it comes to markets. Okay, so if I wanted to, like I did, I asked it to generate reports and competitive analysis for. Well, this is what it did for me. So I asked it to create a comprehensive real estate market analysis for Somerset County. That's all I did, and this is what it gave me. Right? It told me the median home price for these are the top performing municipalities. Because I'm like, well, what are the hottest areas to buy and sell right now in Somerset County? Well, Bernardsville is one of them with a median home price of 825,000. Average days on market are 35, and it has a 6.2% annual appreciation rate, which is really good. Bridgewater as well is another one that's 675,000, 42 days on market, 5.8% annually. Warren Township is another great one to go after. And then it gives you business, and then it gives you insights, right? What are buyer strategies? Target properties in up and coming neighborhoods. Look for homes with potential value add renovations. Consider school district quality as key value driver. Evaluate long-term appreciation potential. Those are your buyer strategies, right? That's what you're going to look for when you're looking for buyers. Then you have your seller strategies. Time listings during spring and early summer markets. Focus on home staging and minor improvements. Price competitively based on recent comparable sales, and highlight unique property features. Okay. Then it even has a pricing strategy for you once you get the listing, which is to set the price 3 to 5% above recent comparable sales, allow room for negotiation, avoid overpricing to prevent market stagnation. Like, it's giving you the whole everything. So it's safe to say that if you were to use Claude and to have it do an analysis, which I've done before, I haven't showed you guys that, an analysis of my business, right? What areas am I lacking in? What areas do I need improvement in? And what areas am I doing well in? And you have it do a full analysis of your business. And it'll tell you where you need to focus, like specific, like you should focus more so on this area, doing this activity at this time on this day, that specific. Okay. So you can access Claude AI by just typing in claude.ai, and it'll take you right to the general page. And this is a free version. You can also get the paid version of this, but it doesn't have as many GPTs as ChatGPT does. But it's extremely detailed when it comes to these types of things of learning the market, knowing the market, structuring your business, all those types of things. Okay?
And I'm sorry, Claude is outside of ChatGPT, right?
Yes, Claude is
Okay.
another AI.
Got it.
Right. There's a bunch of different AIs. I could sit here all day and go through this, but I'm not because I have things to do.
And this is
um,
also, Lawrence, Claude is included in the paid version?
no. Claude is a separate AI by itself. This is a totally separate thing from ChatGPT.
Okay. So is it a paid version?
This is a free version. There is a paid version, but I just use the free version. You get the same thing, but it does have like how ChatGPT has, it limits you on the amount of questions you can ask in a certain amount of time and things like that. It does that too. But you're still able to get what you want out of it during that time.
Yeah, I have heard about Claude, but never used it. It's again how
Yeah.
much you can use.
Yeah, Claude is really, really, really good. Like when it comes to these types of things. ChatGPT is really, really good when it comes to creating content and flow charts and checklists and things like that. Claude is really good when it comes to market analysis and letting you know about trends, what you should be doing in your business, activities, things like that. Okay?
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. So, do you guys have any questions, comments, concerns? Did we find value in today's spotlight session? I hope so.
It was good. Thank you, Lawrence. And this also creates a resume, I guess.
Yes. Yes, you can create resumes from there. You can
Thanks,
create
Lawrence.
business plans. You're welcome, Nina. You can create a ton of different things. Like go on there and just see what you can do with it. It
Mhm.
will blow your mind what you can create using that thing.
Excellent.
Thank you,
And I would
Laura. It was a
say
great session.
it's great for all of us
Thanks,
new
Lawrence.
those of us that are new agents. If you have any question, like we have our great WhatsApp chat, but if you're not getting a quick response, I'm telling you, put it in ChatGPT and it will give you detailed information. It will write you addendums if you need like whatever you need to know. I'm telling you, it will help you.
That is very true. I've used it to write an addendum as well.
Yeah, I will second that. I use ChatGPT a lot. In fact, while attending a meeting, I was on ChatGPT writing something for my task list. And this is my second hand, so that's why I attended this one. I was like, okay, let me see what I can learn. Another thing, and I did learn. Thank you, Lawrence. Every
You're
time you
welcome.
attend something, you do
Thank you.
learn something. And I will I will try the paid version. So far, I've been using my free version and it is
Hmm.
already helping me a lot. So,
Yeah, you
yes,
can only imagine
thank you.
with the paid version, right? You get all those GPTs,
Yes,
you get all those tools.
you know, my fear was with the paid version, then I know I'm going to indulge in this, like, because it is so attractive and it
Yeah,
is so engulfed. Like, I know I'm going to I'm going to do so much in there that I will miss the other lead gen stuff because
yeah.
it's it's so interesting and it is so captivating that it just keeps you going and going and going, endless.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It has been one of the
Absolutely.
best spent $20 I ever spent.
I
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, I
Thank you,
thank you
Lawrence.
all
Thank
for
you, and have
coming
a great
on.
weekend, everyone.
Yeah,
Thanks.
absolutely. I thank you all for coming on. I
Hey, Lawrence.
appreciate you. Hope you guys got some
Thank you.
value out of today, and you all have a
Yeah, have a
great
great
weekend.
weekend, all. Thanks, Lawrence.
You're
Bye.
welcome.
Have a great weekend.
Thanks, Lawrence.
You're welcome.
Peace.
Yay.
Cool.
Bye, everyone.